Meteor Dragoon may be a better equalizer than Cobalt Dragoon. Now you're gonna ask me, how's that even possible? Cobalt Dragoon is the premier spin stealer, and Meteor Dragoon is an attack type. Well, I have some proof from my battle testing. So I was doing some test battles, specifically, I got bored and I wanted to hand spin against Rod Hexa to see how the spin stealers would fare against it. And I found out that it may be more advantageous to use Meteor Dragoon on Elevate over Cobalt Dragoon on Elevate. One thing we notice is that Meteor is slightly higher up than Cobalt. Cobalt should theoretically have more stamina since it's more down, giving it more downforce and more grip on the stadium. But it seems that Meteor is a lot better for the equalizing job than Cobalt. When testing Cobalt against Wizard Rod 160 Hexa, it just tended to get destabilized and wobble instantly. I tried a bunch of different ratchets. I tried switching up from 960 Elevate to 970. I also tried 450 Elevate and 170 Elevate. All three did not work. One thing weird is with Meteor Elevate. I noticed that it somehow managed to keep its grip through the wobble. It even outspun Rod Hexa more times than not, outspinning 13 times to 4. I then hypothesized that Meteor Elevate was better because the imbalance allowed it to deal with impacts better, and the slightly higher shape allowed it to deal with knockouts and destabilization a lot more, as it had more surface area to parry the attack. Same with the weight, as the extra weight allowed it to absorb the hits better, whereas Cobalt Dragoon would be flying. So I started goofing around quite a bit and came up with Cobalt Dragoon M85 Elevate. And honestly, this did a lot better than it actually should have. It was actually doing a lot better stability-wise. Still wasn't beating Meteor, but I was doing a lot better. Then I started thinking outside of the box. Pegasus Blast Heavy was of similar thickness to Meteor Dragoon, and it was heavier. So I decided to remake the imbalance using Pegasus Blast Heavy on 160, all aligned to one portion of the blade to give maximum imbalance. And this was honestly the closest thing we had to Meteor Dragoon. I decided to switch to launchers just in case my hand spins were causing the results to be skewed. And I would also launch a bit harder, which would have a lot more higher RPMs to be a lot more consistent to the level of a low spin battle. But what I found was Cobalt was starting to win against Rod Hexa, but Meteor was winning by about half a second more worth of rotations. That could even be a whole second more. What gives? They're both on 960 Elevate. I mean, you could be technical and blame this on the Elevate mode, but Cobalt was using the new Elevate, so it technically had the advantage. Even in the vacuum with no competitors testing their life after death, Cobalt spins for about a second longer. This was even on a pink Elevate, showing that the stamina difference between both molds are negligible and it only affects burst resistance. Then why the hell is Meteor outspinning Cobalt by a second against Rod 160 Hexa? Well, if you haven't figured it out yet, I'll tell you right now. It's one word: destabilization. I learned this after doing a mirror match on both on 960 Elevate. Now since there's no spin stealing, you'd expect the one doing better in a vacuum by 1 to 2 seconds to win, right? Right? Nope. I mean, I guess if it's one of those battles where the bay orbits around not really making contact, Cobalt should spin longer. But if you're facing a bay like Shark Scale who commits atrocities like this, then Meteor should be better. But honestly, the biggest problem with Meteor Elevate over Cobalt Elevate is just burst resistance. Compare it to Cobalt, you'll know the ratchet is way more exposed, causing way more bursts. Like on the wrong build, this is risky. I've insta-killed one of these chuds in a tournament before. Well, I guess if you wanted to eclipse the trinity of Cobalt Dragoon 560 Elevate by replacing it with Meteor Dragoon, you'd have to first replace 560 with 960 for more burst resistance. But that won't be enough, you'll have to fork over some more cash to gamble for the Teal Elevate, as that thicker shaft in that new mode will really help you stop bursting. I mean, if you want to keep using Cobalt Dragoon and Elevate, be my guest, but I'm gonna start using Meteor now. If you want to start using Meteor, good luck, and don't get bursted. Especially not insta-killed by me.